Hello, how are we all doing? Let's start the show back over here. Let's check some levels. Let's turn that down a little bit. Boom. How are we all doing? Oh man, why does my camera look so? Like, is it on my side? Hold on. I noticed it. I just restarted my computer. It looks really choppy on this screen, and I don't know why or how to fix it. Because I haven't touched anything since Saturday. I'm looking at this computer because so I can see where I'm at. But I don't know. God, I hate resting my hand on my face on my hand. I hate it. Oh, I don't even know if you guys even notice or even care. All right, let's play with a couple of things just because. All right, let's drop this a little bit. All right, a little bit better. Maybe I'm just losing my mind. Oh my god. Someone new is gonna log in and be like, "What the hell is this guy doing?" Um, well, this is a pre-show. Okay, I was checking, make sure. Like, oh my god, does it actually say pre-show on here? It does. Um, like everything's running good. I just don't know why my camera looks like it's jumpy. I bet you it's just me. If anybody like hanging out, man, update the chat. Let me know if it's just me or if I'm just like losing it. Like I feel like there's a lag. I don't know how to fix it. Like I don't even know if there's anything just like there's nothing to fix. Like you would have no idea that I've been doing this for like a year now. Like 62 of these things, 64 of these things. Um like I wonder if it's I don't know, let me look at a couple things here. Configure. Everything looks normal. Like seriously, doesn't that look laggy? That's so junky. I don't know why it looks like that. Alright, so we're gonna try and do. Alright, I'm playing in the settings real quick. Alright, we're gonna check. I'm gonna try one of these. Last time I played with some of these settings, they got all like way laggy and like started jumping frames. Alright, so I'm just trying to see what you guys see here. Now it looks like the whole camera broke. No, it didn't. Oh, I'm paused over here, that's why. How funny would it be? Like I'm looking at this computer and I'm like, oh my god, it's not even more moving because it was paused. I don't like I don't like the way it's looking. And I don't know how to fix it. It bothers me. Because none of it makes sense, man. All right, let's go into. Let's check the studio. In theory, okay, microphone's working, so you guys can at least hear me. Siri's trying.
I'm listening.
Shut up, Siri. Okay, so put this one over here. I got 4.5 minutes to figure this thing out. And here. Here. Happy Monday, everybody. How are we all doing? Kids are out of school. Like, part of it is like, I wonder if one of the problems that you run into in the summer is because there are more people are at home, more people are using the internet. So now are they dragging down all my bandwidth? Um, so let's go here. Go back this way. Latency very low. All right, well, I got no idea. I got no idea how to fix it. It might not even be a problem. I think maybe like I don't know. Because it doesn't look. It does look choppy. Like you have to admit it. Because I'm watching it right now. I even restarted the computer, man. So it can't be like. We're just gonna have to deal with it. All right, 2 seconds. All right. Like everything else on the screen moves normal. Like it's literally just in the camera. And I don't know why. Video output. Advanced settings. Reconnect. I wonder. No. All right, I'm not gonna play with it. We're just gonna have to deal. That's my solution right now. Is that it's not my fault. Oh my god! Look, it's like I'm YouTubing from like 2007. Someone's gonna have to do a welfare check. Like I think Ben's having a stroke. Oh, why is it like that though? I don't know. All right, show's about to start. Grab a drink real quick. Come back, hang out. We're gonna have some fun today. I still can't get over this thing, guys. How we doing? Hello, and welcome to Whimsy Nooners. It's a live show, Monday at noon. We're hanging out. Uh, if anybody's new, like that, I don't like. I might be losing my mind. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna try not. Dude, this thing's gonna derail the whole show. I swear to God. All right. If this is your first time here hanging out, Nooners, talk a little bit about my week, what I've been watching, and then today's uh, what's in my pocket rabbit hole discussion. Uh, Interesting. It's gonna be fun. Not so much identity crisis, but uh, it'll be entertaining. So let's get on with the show. Why does it look so choppy? Getting to know me. Let's find out what I've been doing this week. First, we have the comic update. So Jay Sarge, gentleman who does the theme song, does another podcast with his friend Jeff um, called Suggested Articles. So this is kind of cute. I sent them a copy of this. Hopefully they like it and appreciate it. Uh, but you got both Jeffs hanging out, podcasting. But I don't know if you guys know this about Jay Sarge, but Algo is hanging out. Hey, they're both Jeffs. Algo's like, I don't like this. I can't handle this. This is confusing. Got his little pen there, and then scratches off one of the F's. So J Sarge is a Jeff with one F, and the other Jeff is a Jeff with two F's. It's kind of like a on-running joke um, on their podcast where they have to reference each other by Jeff with one F or Jeff with two F's. Um, I'm not going to take full credit of this yet. I have to go back and research it. There is a chance that when I was on their show, I was the one who started off that there are two different Jeffs and that there was a 1F and a 2F Jeff. Um, if it wasn't me, 100%, like I'm not taking credit for it. But I will. I want to go back and see who started it and if it was just me continuing or not. But um, whoever it is, the rest of the guests on their show have kind of picked up on uh, the qual the 2F versus the 1F Jeff. So I don't know. I just thought it was kind of cute uh, to kind of a little origin story of why Jay Sargent has one F in his name. So I thought it was kind of cute. Uh, nice little nice little comic. All right. What else have I been doing this week? I go to Fan Fusion last weekend. Saturday, I noticed that there's some pooling of some water, and I didn't know what it was about or why. Uh, Freaked me out a little bit, but that was a Monday issue, so I was like, boom. So I cleaned it up, left, came back, still a problem. So now I got to turn water off, trying to figure out where this thing's coming from. I eventually find out like Tuesday that it's the hot water heater. So so here's what sucks. One, no one wants to replace a hot water heater. Like no like these random expenses are kind of just really junky. But it's part of being a homeowner. Like it's life. It's adulting, like it happens. But at the same time, no one likes spending money on a new hot water heater. I have I have my handyman, right, who's helping me out with a couple of things. Fortunately, he was busy this week, wasn't able to utilize him in his services. So Thursday, I'm panicking. I'm like, I have to get this thing done Friday. I start reaching out to people. I hit Yelp for the first time ever. I hit like a neighbor app, and I'm looking for people. I'm like, hey, who can help out with a hot water heater? I got to get rid of the old one and replace the new one. A hot water heater ran me like, call it $500. Here are a list, or here are some examples of the quotes that I was getting. Okay. Um, let's let's just make it bigger so you guys can read it. Okay. So these are two different ones. Okay. We got this person over here from the neighbor app that was like, boom, I could do it for $1,400. And then the other one is Walmart, or no, it's not Walmart, Home Depot. It was Home Depot. Home Depot's like, boom, I'll do it for 11. I think that was from you. Yeah, yeah. Okay. What's okay? Let's continue. So those are just two samples. Okay, but right now we're looking between 1,200 and $1,400. So then I go on Yelp. I look at a couple of other places. So I needed it done by Friday, right? Look at this sweet ass quote here. 1588 plus tax. I don't know. I can't. I couldn't do it. We got another one flat rate of $1,200. Okay. Now here is okay. I am not suggesting in any way that a licensed plumber shouldn't get paid for his work. I'm not going to argue that point. What I don't understand is if I know a hot water heater costs $500 and having seen it replaced, that it only takes, we'll call it 2 hours, at like a very generous 2 hours. I think it was done in like just under 90. Where do you like where does the $1,300 in labor come in to replace and dispose of a hot water heater? I just didn't. I don't know. Like I just didn't understand the huge price spike for 1 hour's worth of work. I don't know. I, I think they should get paid something. Absolutely. Like I'm not looking for like the freebie, right? Or I'm not looking for like the $50 an hour. Like no. 100% they should get paid. I just don't know where, like conceptually they would have brought me a hot water heater, right, for the $1,500. Like, are they somewhere they're upselling something? Whether they're like, well, our hot water heater runs for $800. I'm like, well, why am I going to pay $800 for one I can get for five? I just didn't understand it. I did not spend. I did end up finding just a couple of other people that were a little bit lower on the install. With the problem that I ran into with the bathroom is I can't just pick the cheapest person because if they don't have any like qualifications or the proper uh, training, right? You get a fucked up bathroom, or a guy who just jacks holes in your walls and just fucks off. Uh, I was happy with my guy. It got done. It's working. The the okay. So here's what I found. You got you got these big yelpy guys, right? Parker's and Sons, these two guys. So they're corporate. They're going to charge you a premium, right? I mean, it's the same thing. Why you go like I go to Nissan, they're going to charge me $150 for an oil change. Conceptually, the same oil change that Brakes Plus will give me for $79, right? So, like that's the stuff that I don't get. Like, why the huge difference? in the pricing. Um, if you have the unit and you can find somebody competent, like a handyman or one of these smaller family run plumbers, you're looking anywhere between like 3 and 5. So, like under $1,000 for the whole thing. I don't know. I don't know. Again, I'm not saying they shouldn't get paid. I just don't know why. If the guy I hired was willing to do it for 4, why are all these guys trying to do it for 8? Like, what makes them twice as expensive for the same job? That's what I don't get. Like, like if these guys were like 5, right? They're like, uh, handyman, $400, and these guys are like 5, 6, like maybe, right? Um, but it's the difference between the just under 1,000 that I did, right? But if they were more competitive, like an 1,100 would have been 11, 12 versus the 14, 15. Like I'm just curious of like, I don't know, but it's fixed, so I'm happy. It worked out well. There's nothing wrong with these other guys. Like I'm sure they do quality work. In a pinch, I didn't have time to negotiate or to ask a bunch of questions. Um, maybe they could have came down a little bit. It is what it is. But in a pinch, not wanting to spend 3 days haggling 11 different companies, you know. So that was just my experience. It wasn't a bad one. I 100% fine with these guys, just not for what I needed for a hot water heater. Uh, what else have I been working on? The award show. Um, I worked with my team, um, my production team, on the flow, working on a little bit of the script. We have a general idea of um, most of the layout. So we know where the opening monologue is, the order of all the awards, the transitions into each one. So by the end of the week, the award show should be put together. We just have to now make the awards. The awards will be coming in on Tuesday, so tomorrow. We're going to get those. Nikki's going to help out making those look pretty. Which then, let me get my calendar. Yeah, so the end of the week, it lets me do a run through, maybe on the like next weekend, write down the timing and double check everything. We got some people going out of town the last week of June, so it's like my production team's leaving me. Um, but we should be able to see, uh, like, I should have the show put together. Now I just have to figure out with Liam how we're going to record it. Is it visual? Um, Kelly had a really good idea about still maintaining like the YouTube visual aspect of it, which makes total sense. Um, but we got to figure out if Liam's going to go like, or like, are we going to do something like this where me and Liam are dressed up, we're talking, and then the award show up here, or if it is it just going to be just the panels, the slides. Um, but I'm happy with it. Like we're working on the last of the scripts. I think those are going to be the. I think they go. I think they look pretty good. So I'm excited. This award show should come out a month from today, or a month from yesterday. I think the 13th. So that gives us a little bit of time to get it put together, recorded. I got to edit some stuff and put some stuff in post. Um, my production team is working on Kelly is pulling some sound bits together. So uh, I don't think it won't take a whole week to do it in post, but I like the idea that I have a little bit of time to put it all together. Dude, this lag is fucking killing me, man. Absolutely bothers me. Is it bothering anybody else? Is anybody butting up against this thing? Oh my god. Anyway, so yeah, I'm excited to announce Whimsy Awards are coming, and they are looking strong. I think that's all I did this week.
Go check out Chasing the Whimsy, the podcast, available today on your favorite podcast platforms. Chasing the Whimsy, where a 40-year-old father and his 2 kids take a whimsical journey of fun stories and educating each other about their respective generation. Generation X squares off with Generation Z to try to connect and find an understanding between generations 30 plus years apart. They'll journey through the past and track their journey as they find out who they'll grow up to be. Again, that's Chasing the Whimsy, available today on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube as well, and you can also find the show and learn more about the hosts at chasingthewhimsy.com. Chasing the Whimsy, ChasingTheWhimsy, Chasing the Whimsy, the podcast. Many episodes up for you to listen to already. Go stream, download, and subscribe today. You can also connect and follow on Twitter at Chase the Whimsy and on Instagram and TikTok at Chasing the Whimsy.
Pocket Watch. There's been some stuff that's released. Um, Not a lot. The end of the month looks like it's going to be good. We got Bear Sandman still coming. Squid Game season 3. So there's stuff coming at the end of the month. Uh, Working on the award show a little bit. I don't want to focus on too much, like TV stuff. But I was able to finish listening to Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I think they're coming up on season like 18. Um, I caught up all the way up to season 16. Okay. They are the longest running live action sitcom of all time, beating out uh, Ozzie and Harriet. Uh, and one of the things that I've noticed with this particular show, which is weird. No, it's not that weird. When did television start going to 10 episode seasons? This show started in 2005. They have 180 episodes because it's 10 episodes per season. Um, it is a fun and enjoyable, definitely one of those you can play in the background type thing. It's kind of like how Cheers was back in the day, where you're just like, I can just put it in the background and kind of fall asleep to it. A lot of people do it to Frasier, right? It's you can just fall asleep to it in the background. There's so much nothing happening in most of this show, um, but it's fun. There's a lot of hijinks, a lot of weird like shenanigans happening. Uh, Danny DeVito started season 2, and then all the way continuing forward. Um, the hidden gem of this entire show is definitely Danny DeVito. He's doing some weird like physical comedy that is pretty amazing stuff. Like he's one of the funniest people on that show right now. Um, it's not a great show. I can see where it gets its following. I will continue to follow it. I'm not diehard about them. Like I won't be sad when if it ever stops. But I caught up to most of Always Sunny in Philadelphia. One of the other things I caught was Fubar. Okay, I told you guys this one. It's Netflix. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's a CIA agent. His daughter's a CIA agent also. So this one didn't have as much like action as season one, but they're very quick, 40-minute episodes, 10 of them. Story was pretty decent. It was okay. Um, I think it's still in the top 10 for Netflix. It's a horrible show, but not as good as season one. Season one was phenomenal. Like I'd go back and watch season one again. But that's technically out. I burned through that real quick. On Apple TV, I have a, I don't know if I like Owen Wilson or not. I'm trying to decide. Luke Wilson, I don't like. I don't like. I won't watch a movie because Luke Wilson's in it. Um, I don't see him in a lot of stuff anyway. Owen Wilson, I don't know. Stick, he's a washed up golfer, finds prodigy kid, right? And he's going to try and help him become a great golfer. He's trying to fill that void of um, Ted Lasso, but there's no heart anywhere in this show. It was good for the first two episodes, and then it got way, way woke, like, like uncomfortably woke. I'm gonna finish it, skip it. You're not losing anything on this one. Um, Hopefully, it gets better. We'll see. What's interesting is Happy Gilmore 2 is also coming out on Netflix. Um, so if you need a golf fix, wait like another week and a half and watch Happy Gilmore 2. Stick. Don't worry about it. Um, this one, maybe. I'm 3 episodes in, 4 episodes in. It's 8. It's an Australian thriller. It reminds me a lot of Broadchurch. Okay. So Broadchurch had Tannen in it. Um, he's one of the Doctor Who doctors. Okay. Um, Broadchurch was like, God, almost 12 years ago ish, 13 years ago. Um, it's kind of like that feel and vibe to it. There's a murder, there's a body, and now we're trying to figure out where the murder happened and everything else. A little slow. I did say it was Australian, but they're all English speaking Australians, so you don't have to get bump up against the dubbing. And for the most part, most of the not there's no slang, there's no real deep thick accent. Um, Maybe if you're looking for a random like suspense thriller, check this one out. They're not bad. You got slow right around like 3 and 4 for half a second, but I'm hoping it picks up. So, um, Survivors, Netflix. It's already 10 days out. I think this one's still on the top 10. I don't like again. The reason I mentioned the top 10 means other people are watching it, so I'm not saying it's any good, but I think it has potential, depending on where the back half of the series goes. I'd be interested in seeing. I think that. Oh. There's one more thing in TV. Taylor Tomlinson had her last after midnight show this week. She did over 200 episodes. She ran this thing for 2 seasons. Um, she is the only female in late night, and they offered it to her. They were like, "Come back again and do season 3." She opted not to because she wants to focus because she's a comedian, and like there's like an 8-minute clip on YouTube of her opening monologue where she gets to say thank you and goodbye to everybody. Check it out. Total stand up class. Taylor Tomlinson's amazing. I don't know if you guys are aware, but me and her both started um, our television and live stream career at like the same time. So she's accomplished way more than I have. But no, totally cool. She's a class act. Totally support uh, the idea of following your dreams on the comedy side, but she's technically out. Now, here's what else is interesting: is that they're not going to replace her. They're like, we don't want anybody else, so I think they're going to end after midnight. 200 episodes. She had a blast. She was so funny. I like. I think she's the coolest. I think she's one of the best comedians right now. So sorry to see her go, but I am interested to see what she comes up with, um, like the next chapter. Her current tour is the Save Me tour. I think it's Save Me. Looks like it's going very well. She's got a bunch of dates. She's doing this new bit where she does some crowd work, which is super cool. So good luck to Taylor Tomlinson. Uh, you were fantastic while you were on television. I look forward to seeing you. She's coming to town. She's playing at the not the Orpheum. Oh, what theater is she playing? Oh, I don't remember. Um, but yes, sorry to see Taylor Tomlinson go. It happens. Okay, that's all that I watched. We're gonna blow through today. There's not a lot going on today. Okay, but this next piece. Okay, a revelation. Last week, I had mentioned. Now, here, real quick, my camera looks like wonky, right? Is the speech wonky too? Like, am I skipping words? I didn't even think about that. Like, how shitty would that be? You're all working, I get it. Okay. Last week, boom, I gotta get a new ID. So I might be going to Chicago. I still say might because I'm super gun shy about spending any money right now on myself because we I have a history of buy something for me and something breaks and the life just poops on me. But I want the license. I want the new ID anyway. Okay. So with the new ID, it says I'm allowed to fly. But to get the new ID, I had to set up an appointment, go to the MVD, and submit the paperwork because I guess the paperwork I tried to submit online was a little bit. They didn't like the pictures I took of all my documents, so I went in. Okay, again, I'm barely an adult. I do not have my birth certificate. My mom had it. Okay, so I grabbed my birth certificate. Okay, and I'm reading the thing. Right, I haven't seen this thing yet. Like I looked at it a little bit when I was a kid. Maybe I probably haven't seen the thing in like we'll call it 30 years. As I read this thing, I notice something. Questions my like I start questioning my identity a little bit. Not really. So this is all a joke, but this is gonna be some fun stuff. Here's what I found out. Okay. On my birth certificate, I am Ben Worthington Jr. Okay. Maybe. Here's where the maybe comes in. Oh God. We have to go. I have to go backwards in this. Okay. All right. We're gonna stick with the original bit first, and then we can go back and we can just piece out what the hell I've done here. My dad is Ben Ramel Worthington. And I am Ben Richard Worthington Jr. They're like, all right, Ben's a junior. He's got the same first name, last name, Ben Worthington Jr. Here's the problem that I'm running into. Oh, okay, hold on. If I had another son, okay, so I have me, and then I have another little boy in a bucket, a different son, and I name him after me, Ben Richard Worthington. My new son would be the third. The third. Look how bad that lag is. Okay. But here's where things start to fall apart. Here are some rules. Okay. Now, these are completely arbitrary rules, right? There's no laws that govern anything about this. These probably go back hundreds of years. It's an etiquette thing, like hoity toity, like, okay. But here are some of the things that we're saying, okay? The use of junior and then possible thirds. Traditionally, a junior is named first, middle, and last name to his father. Okay. And then me as a junior have a kid with the same name would be a third. But then you can also do a second and a third if I have a kid and name it after, say, my grandfather, for example, then that person would be a second. Okay. So let's let okay. We're like, all right, Ben, I don't know what the hell any of that stuff means yet. Okay, so here's what I've identified. Here's what I figured out. Okay, my dad is Ben Ramel Worthington. I am Ben Richard Worthington Jr. So based off of these old ass arbitrary rules, I am not a traditional junior. I would be a junior in name and not by like order, right? So my junior is basically just part of my name and not a suffix of my name in theory, right? So based off of that old timiness. Now, if I have my new son and I name my new son Benjamin Richard Worthington, now junior, right? Because it's not a real junior, he would be junior because he would have to have my full name. And since my junior technically isn't a valid suffix, the second junior would be my new son's official suffix. Hold on. We're gonna go back and we're gonna look at all this again, because this was funny. Okay. Now, what if Liam, okay? Liam has a son. Look at little baby Liam. Okay. Liam has a son and names him after my dad, his grandpa, right? So then Liam's son would be Ben Ramel Worthington the second. Okay. As long as it's anybody backwards. Okay. It doesn't have to be son. It could have been a cousin, or in theory, it could have been an uncle too, I think. But we're just gonna go grandpas. Okay. So if Liam names his kid after my dad, Liam will have a son of the second, not a junior, because Liam's son doesn't have Liam's name, right? So that's the difference between junior and the second. A little confusing. Megan was funny. She was looking at it, and she did a small search, like she did like a couple minutes of research on it. She's like, she was confident at one point, and then the second half of the night, she was like, "Oh, this is kind of like jacked up," and I'm like, "I know, right?" Okay, so if Liam has a son and names him after me, Liam's son would be Ben Richard Worthington Jr. the second. Amazing. And then if Liam's son's son, okay, is named after, wait, hold on, shit. Here's where I started falling apart. Okay, so Liam's son that was named after me is the second because it was Liam's son. All right, so then Liam's son's son, right? So now we're going like three generations forward, right? Benjamin Richard Worthington Jr. the third. How amazing! Like so much fun. I think that's all of them. Maybe. Okay, so we're gonna go back. We're gonna look at this thing again because there's a couple of things that I just want to kind of point out. Like I had so much fun putting this thing together because I always okay. So up to a certain age, I wholeheartedly thought Ben, I'm a junior. Okay, but I was never nicknamed junior anywhere. None of the family ever acknowledged I was junior. In hindsight, the only thing I can come up with of why they never considered me junior is because I didn't have the same middle name and they knew I wasn't a junior. Okay. Granting, most of them never saw my birth certificate in which I was named a junior. Okay. But then at some point I do some research and then I realize I don't think I'm a real junior. I'm like a imposter junior. So what was funny about putting this thing together is I have all these tokens, like all these logos, right? So there's obviously the dad gnome, and we got the Liam gnome, right? But I don't have any other like gnomes. Like so to, to indicate my dad, I had, I used I used the crocheted one from Sarah's mom. I just thought it was cute because like as I put this presentation together, I needed the pictures to be consistent, and I thought like this is already confusing as hell. But it's like I thought it was funny that I just use like I don't know, like this is funny stuff, man. Um, yeah, and then like the pocket versus the non-pocket, and I made sure I make it smaller to make it look like it was a sun, and it was my son, so I had to have the orange hat. Like, dude, this thing took me like 45 minutes to put together last night. Dude, I had so much fun. Like, I laughed out loud. I lulled several times throughout the night because I was just trying to figure out how. I just like the absurdity of the idea that like there's a junior third and a junior junior. So much fun. I had a blast putting this thing together. And then when we get to Liam, okay, so so we got Liam, right? And then Liam needs a son. So his son is the little one, which was one of the cartoons that Sarah drew. I just thought that was cute. And then Liam's son's son needed something. See, like I was gonna try to stick figure this thing, but I couldn't find enough stick figures. I thought Jones would be cuter anyway. Um, and then there's like it's the same little boy but bigger now. And now there's a little son. Oh my god, that's just so much fun. Also, okay, so within my research, we found out that typically girls don't have this problem because typically girls would grow up, marry, and they would change their last name. So you would run into the problem of the same last name. So Sophie is born Sophia. Wait, okay, so if Sophie got named Ben Richard Worthington, and then she got married, like she could have been a junior, but then she would have married and got a different last name and then I have no idea what happens because it just never like it never happened like that because like that's why they never gave it to women because they'd be like, this is already confusing as hell to begin with. To be fair, Ben has 7 slides up here. It was barely hard. It was like it was a pain in the ass to follow along a little bit. So the idea of like making all these extra rules for girls, but I do like the idea, right? But now here's what's interesting: 2025. You don't have to change your last name anymore, right? People keep their last names all the time, um, or you go back, like if you divorce, you go back to a different to your original last name. So like to be a girl, it is not uncommon to change it backwards or just not change it at all. So in theory, Sophie could have a son or daughter. Right? Sophie has a daughter with her exact name. Her daughter would be a junior because most of the rules it's very father specific, but it wasn't only father. So semantics. So Sophie could have a junior in theory. But if Sophie has a boy and was like, my dad is the coolest person ever, I'm going to name my boy Ben Richard Worthington, then she could have a second. I don't think she's ever going to do any of that. You never know. She might grow up, find this slide, and she's going to stick it to the man. Name all my kids. Now, what I in my research of this, okay, I did not know, and it was probably like 50-50 common knowledge. Do we know that George Foreman, the boxer, had 4 kids, and he named them all George, same middle name Foreman? So you're like, well, what do you do in that situation, Ben? The first one was the second, and the last one was the fourth. So that's how you figure that out. But to be fair, George Foreman was the only example of a father naming his sons the same name for all 4. But they would have got named second, third, and fourth. Um, Something else kind of interesting is I think the numbers stay, right? Okay, so the second, the third, and the fourth, right? So those will stay the same. What one could do as a junior when dad dies, I would technically, I could technically drop my junior and become senior. I don't know why you would do that, but there was a bullet point in my research that was like it's to help identify uh, the difference between father and son. But if the father dies, then there's only one version of it, and then um, I don't know. Um, yeah, it looks like we're gonna go a little bit short, but I just thought that was interesting. Um, I just thought it was funny. Um, I'm a junior, and I don't. I think it's one of those arbitrary rules where, like, there's no governing, uh, like, department of any kind that would stop me from having another son, naming him the same name, and he becoming the third. Now, what would be interesting is as this podcast moves forward, like let's go like 6 more generations. Like, wow, like how cool would it be? Like this gnome gets passed along the generations, and like they put little Roman numerals on it. So like, uh, so okay, I have a son. He has a son would be the third. So then like when they take over, they have the third, and then when that kid has a son, they'd be the fourth, right? But the idea that like 150 years from now, someone goes back and listens to this episode and being like, whoa, 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 this is false. He's not a real fourth. This is all a sham. And the fall of the Whimsy Empire happens because I did this episode identifying that I'm technically not a junior based off of some bullshit, arbitrary, I don't know what, 1500-year-old rule. That's all I got for you guys. I just want you to know my name uh, and how a little bit of how the seconds and thirds work. It's still super confusing. There's nothing governing any of this, to be fair. The rules that we read, what did they say? Primarily primary rule, which doesn't mean it's a only rule. So uh, I like here's where I'm conflicted is for like 12 years I was like, yeah, I'm a junior. And then at some point I was like, I'm not a real junior. And now I'm happy being junior because I like the simplicity of same first name, last name, call it a day. So I don't know. I don't know who I am anymore. It doesn't matter. It's just a name. It only matters. Here's what I really don't like. If Liam and Sophie try to name any of their kids after me, I hope that they do an episode of like the idea that Sophie's gonna be like, all right, I got me and my man here. We're gonna do. They're gonna play this bit, and they're gonna be like, all right, here's what my dad did years ago, right? And then they play it, and then she's like, I don't know what to name the kid. Is my kid a junior second? Or are we just gonna go with the second? I don't know. No, it wouldn't be junior junior. Yes, it would. No, because it would have to be after her name. So her okay. So if she had a daughter, see that's where it gets confusing, man. This why you need pictures. I don't know. Thought it was entertaining enough. I was really hoping to find a pun. I told Kelly, I'm like, I need a pun in which I can name my kid Juan, and it could have been Juan 2, 3, but I just couldn't. I just couldn't figure out the two. It was all the second I started this. That's basically what I was getting at. I was like, I need to figure out a joke of 1, 2, 3. I had a good time with it. I like putting this thing together. I thought it was cute and fun. Um, I'm just gonna let it play through instead of trying to mouth my way through it. All right, we're almost done. We got some Patreon commercial. We'll get you guys out of here.
Hey there, Whimsy fans! We wanted to take a moment away from the fun to express how much your support and contributions mean to us. If you're liking what you're hearing from us so far, we'd like to invite you to show us some love on our new Patreon. Starting at just $1 a week, you can help us keep the whimsy coming. That's not just our podcast, but live streams and new projects on the horizon as well. All members get special shout out during our live streams. If you're comfortable giving a little more, please take a look at our gift tier. These gifts are hand-picked by the Whimsy crew to bring more curiosity, fun, and whimsy to you as thanks for your support. Every little bit counts, and whether you support us by listening and subscribing to our podcasts, holding court on our lives, or subscribing to our Patreon, thank you for helping us keep the magic alive and the mics on. You can find our Patreon at patreon.com/chasingthewhimsy, or follow the link on our YouTube channel at Chasing the Whimsy. Thank you again for all the support. Whimsy!
Andy, Nikki, your family, Megan, your family, Joyce, and Enderfrog, EC1, Gooster, Violet, my dad, Courtney, Kit, and Lasagna Hammer. Thank you guys for the tiers. I should I'm going to send out an email. There's, I don't know, approximately 20, just over 22 Patreon people. Um, it's lagging. Why is it lagging? Okay. I'm going to shoot an email out to some of you guys. Why did some Ness have. Um, those are extra super thank yous. Those are people who did um, the gift card donations. So the non-asterisk people are the members, and the asterisks are members and or also gift cards, the digital gift card for the donation. So um, extra thank you to them. We're gonna the Patreon. It's slow. We're moving up. Okay, we're getting closer. We did see a small increase in free subscriptions with the panel. So uh, that's why you see me posting a little bit more. I'm trying to add some value to the Patreon a little bit, trying to build some community in there. So when you guys get notifications, I know Nikki does. Gooster jumps in every once in a while. When you see the notification of a new Patreon post, take a look at it, leave a comment, and or hit the little heart. Let people know that uh, we're all looking at it. So we're gonna build that up. Uh, we got the art book coming out. So if you are not, you have to be signed up this month and next month to get the art book. Okay, it's the year two book. I'm gonna quit calling it an art book. It's the goddamn yearbook. All right. So if you want the yearbook for year two, is that you might have to change the title, Nikki. I didn't tell you that yet, huh? I just decided just a second. I think it's more of a yearbook than an art book because there's so much more stuff in it than just the logos and the comics. I think we're now at a point where we're hit milestones, um, YouTube milestones, con milestones, um, magazine articles. So I think we're just gonna start calling them a yearbook. So the year two yearbook um, is currently year two in review. Yes. Uh, oh man. So next year for year three, would it be year three June? Just kidding. Because they have different names. Because I think year one is art. So it's considered an art book. So, like, are we going to have the argument of, well, Ben, this is the first year of the yearbook. So, wouldn't this be a yearbook one? No, it's a yearbook of year two. Um, I'll have slides for you guys next week, right? Of the picture of the year one and the year two and the possible year three. So, we all have the appropriate names and suffixes to go with it. Um, but yes, you need the June and July membership on the gift tier to get your free copy of the hardcover. Right now, there will only be hardcover copies of the book. There's a half a thought that I might come out with a soft cover later in the year. We'll see how I got to play with some dimensions and make sure that the converting from hardcover to soft cover isn't going to be like weirdly like too much. But if it's a reasonable adjustment that I can make um, over a couple of days at work, I'll do it. But right now, there's just one version of it. I'm going to price this thing at $100. So if you don't get your book now, you can buy your own on Amazon for $100. Not really, but I technically could. What do we do if one person is like, boom, want to buy that thing for $100? It'd be amazing. Um, but yes, people listening, if you're not on the page here, you want your art book, you got to subscribe this month and next month, June and July. Any questions? Go to Patreon, DM me, or send me an email, uh, and we'll clear it up. But the reason why for the gift cards, the asterisks, they help towards the holiday fund. Any of the digital gift card money, I don't keep any of it. Like I put all $23, the minus the 8% that they charge me goes all straight to this fund. So the three or four of you that did the digital gift card, appreciate you. You're helping us get to the goal a little bit faster. Um, but we're raising money. We're going to help the school again, and then we're going to find another holiday charity for the holidays. So that's all I got. I did have a notepad here. We've been using the same Whimsy with the Z and Patreon commercial for the better part of at least 6 months. It's probably longer. That's either throw it in the chat real quick, throw it in the comments, shoot me an email, throw it on the Patreon somewhere. What other project that we do could I do another advertisement for? So we can let's build uh, our commercial bucket a little bit. I think if we get more people from the panel podcasting, if we could build a network, then the idea is we take some of these different commercials and we start dropping them in um, to their shows. I'll record one for their show and put them into like somewhere in ours. Um, but we're gonna start cross promoting all of the shows right now. So it's the four of us, four of me. But God forbid we get three more people, right? Matthew, he was going to start one last week. I'm going to follow up with him today, figure out where he's at. He could be the first one. Phaedra, I haven't heard from Phaedra. I haven't heard from Phaedra yet. Um, so there's a chance that summer, by the end of the summer, JJ said he might be coming back. We never know. Um, he's got some cool stuff happening next month. I got some cool stuff I'm doing for him right now. He doesn't know about yet. Um, but kid takes some gold at nationals. Boom, he's gonna be like, I'm back on the internet. Let me tell you all my stories and show you some video. You never know. Uh, there's a chance. Well, a little bit. Like we're getting somewhere. There's a little bit more promise now than there was a year ago that we can build this thing up a little bit. So, um, yeah, let me know if there's any other shows or anything that I could make a commercial out of. To be, is all I'm looking for. Because I think I would. Because as more people come into our little network, I think it would be nice that I would be able to like offer a commercial. So I'm gonna start practicing commercials. So think about it. That's all I got. Boom, 1 o'clock. I drug my feet all the way across the finish line. Um, I'm sorry if this thing looked laggy. Mom says that the volume was fine. I don't know if it's just me and I'm like stroking out over here or something, but everything looks like it's like super laggy. Um, I think that's all I got for you. I am Benjamin Richard Worthington Jr., and I'm proud to be a junior, even though I might not be a real one, but I am. So, you guys have a good night. Whimsy.